What the hell is that?
Wow, oh wow. Big week, third phase of moon. I'm here, Blake Cousins, taking your calls from around the world, and I'm happy it's Friday, because Friday is third phase moon radio, and it gets pretty amazing and wild at times, but let me tell you, what you're hearing here is the public, and you got to remember that. The public speaks, and if you want to believe them or not, it's up to you, but, let me tell you, some of the testimony that I've heard over the past few years right here on Third Phase Moon Radio, let me tell you, these guys would pass lie detector test. In my opinion, what they're seeing is real. Most of the time, I believe the callers that call in Third Phase Moon because, you could hear it in their voices, their testimony. They have backup. They have family members backing them up. They have evidence, videos, submissions, along with incredible insight, and that's what Third Phase of Moon is all about. We're happy that we're going to be taking calls. The lines are filling up, and it's going to be quite an exciting ride tonight, so everybody hang on. Third Phase of Moon's just about to get started, and let's get to it. I'm pumped up. Let's get to area code 214. Hey, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase of Moon Live. Tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
Hi, is it me?
It's you, yeah. Welcome to the show.
Okay. Sorry, just making sure. Okay. Hi. Sorry, I'm totally freaking out about this. Thanks for letting me on.
Hey. Thanks for calling in. What's your name?
Caitlin.
All right, Caitlin. Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Wow. It's cool.
Yeah.
Texas. I think it's the first time I've ever had a caller from Texas, but now I guess there's a new law there. People are able to walk around with their arms, and they don't need to be concealed anymore. Have you seen any of that on the streets? I just heard that on the radio today.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, people are, a lot of cowboys out there are going to be walking around with guns at their side. I just thought I'd throw that out there and ask you that since you're from Texas. But you got a UFO sighting you want to share tonight?
I actually have two. I saw two UFOs a few weeks apart. The first one, and I promise you guys I'm not lying about any of this, and I'm not crazy, I don't see things. We were...
Caitlin,
yeah?
don't worry about it. You're here on Third Phase of Moon. We're not criticizing anybody. It's free, open mic. You say what you want, and don't worry about that. Go ahead.
Thanks. Okay, so my family was driving to Colorado for Thanksgiving break, and we were in, New Mexico or so, just, flat lands, just cool. There's, nothing out there. And so I'm there, I'm in the back seat staring out the window, and it didn't last long, but I saw something weird. I don't even know, what this was. Total UFO. Imagine, it was a weird shape. It was, multiple, I guess. Imagine a W shape, and it's kind of, curved and weird, and the W is, made of, little dots, and I thought the dots looked like white birds, because the dots would, flicker a little bit, kind of like birds' wings in the sunlight, that kind of thing. And so that's what it looked like, and this weird W shape. And I was just watching it, so I was like, oh, birds, whatever. And I was watching it for about 10 seconds, and then this shape started to, shimmer a little bit, I don't know, went in and out of, I don't even know, and shimmered a little bit, and then it eventually just kind of, faded into the sky. I don't know, it just totally just, disappeared, slowly vanishing. I don't even know. I saw that, and I just kept blinking. I was like, am I going crazy? What just happened? And I stared at the sky for, a few minutes to make sure, what I had seen, happened. I didn't just miss looking at the birds or whatever. I don't know. It was really weird. And this was, the middle of the sky. It wouldn't have just disappeared behind trees or anything. And, yeah, this curved W shape of object just disappeared in the sky.
Interdimensional jump, possibly. That's kind of, things just don't disappear in the sky. You see them come and go, unless they're a UFO, right? So you saw a UFO. People, It's that simple. You don't know what it is. It's doing things you can't explain. It's very simple. It's a UFO.
Yeah.
You know what? We got Christina George with us tonight. She has her own radio show, and she's going to explain all about that. But I'm invited her to come on Third Phase Moon as a co-host tonight to ask questions as the public, calls in tonight. Christina, hey, thanks for joining us on Third Phase. You got any questions for Caitlin?
Well, you know what? It's interesting that she talks about that. I have two shows, Aliens, UFOs, and Beyond, and also Paranormal Connections. And we actually, with my group and our shows, we do a lot of sky watches. And actually, I saw something very similar to kind of what she is explaining last year in the Las Vegas area when actually it's been about a year and a half now. Very interesting. People are starting to pay attention to the skies, and what we're seeing out there is the things that we're seeing are just amazing. Was that the first UFO or unidentified object you've ever seen?
Yes, actually.
And have you seen anything since?
I have. A few weeks afterwards, I was at school, and I was trying to get a ride home, and I was looking out the window, and the sky was like pretty orange, and it was like setting kind of thing, and I just looked out, and I saw like more like a normal looking UFO, I guess. It was like really white in the sky because of like the whole sunset thing, and it was white, and I thought it was an airplane, but I kept looking at it, kept staring at it, and it kind of like went slower. It did everything different from an airplane. It did not act like any of the airplanes where I live, and this was like in my hometown. Like I was just normal looking out the window, and it just didn't do anything like a normal airplane. And I was like, that's not an airplane, that's UFO, this is happening. Like, and I actually tried to get it on camera, but my phone, like, it was, I guess it's so far away, my phone actually couldn't focus in on it at all. Like, it wouldn't show up, not even a dot would show up on my camera. It was, that kind of weirded me out. And it was like, this was slowly going across the sky and eventually disappeared behind the building.
You know what?
Wow.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Some people might think that Caitlin and Christina are the same people because on radio sometimes the voice comes through almost as true as one person. You guys almost sound the same, but can you guys do me a favor so we can debunk this right now? On the count of three, say Third Phase of Moon at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Third phase of the moon.
Oh, that didn't.
There you go. That's impossible to do. All right? So, people will think like some people, it's the same person. I'm talking to myself. I don't even have a twin brother. It's funny stuff. People, this is the real deal. Caitlin, you know what? Thanks for calling in. That's a cool first caller, and I like that the young generation's opening their minds about what's going down on planet Earth and what's above us, right, Christina?
That's right. And as long as people are having these experiences and it's keeping them to continue to look up in the sky, which is the important part.
All right, let's get to it. Third Phase of Moon Live Radio, 386. You're here. Thanks for joining us. Where are you calling from?
Am I live?
Yes, you are.
Sweet. I'm calling from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay, cool.
Now,
what's your name?
UFO sighting. I'm Shane, by the way.
Hey, Shane.
Now
can you
my,
speak up a little bit? Speak up, just a tip.
Hold on. I'm in a small room. All right. So I practically have a new sighting like every single week, but I kind of wanted to tell the story of like my first sighting.
Okay, so you have UFO sightings every week over there?
Pretty much, yeah.
And is it in the day or the night? Is it at both times?
I've only had one at night.
Okay, so broad daylight sightings are
bad.
Oh, one in the day. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us about your first one? Go ahead.
Yeah, and this was just like pure terrifying to me.
Ooh.
So I was about like 12 years old, so about like 2 years ago. And, it was about like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. Nothing unusual to me. But like I was just sitting on the couch staring at TV, and all of a sudden I just heard this like huge ass bang. It was
like a sonic
ridiculous.
boom or something?
Yes, it was
Okay.
ridiculously loud.
Did it shake to rumble the home at all? Or?
A little bit, yeah. It was kind of like a plane.
Okay, so what happened
hit
next?
my house. So everybody in the house woke up, which was only 2 people, but my mom still remembers it, and that's the only thing that she'll believe this story.
Okay, yeah.
About. So the next day, that period of time, I used to argue with my mom a lot. So, I got into an argument with my mom, and I called my grandparents because it was really bad. So it was it was 10 o'clock at night, and I was leaving the neighborhood, and I'm just sitting in the back seat chilling. I'm kind of shaken up because I was just fighting with her. But I just looked up, and in the top, left, I mean, not even 500 feet off the ground, there's this orange orb, and I probably wouldn't think anything of it, but it was pretty big, because it was close, but it just sat there, hovering, and I just watched it.
How big was it, Shane? How big was this object, or whatever it was?
2 times the size of a star, I guess.
Oh, okay. So do you think it could have been a satellite? Christine, any questions for Shane? Because, there's a lot of people that are looking at stars or Venus or Mars or satellites. Those are the ISS and are being mistaken for, UFOs, especially when it's that small.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead.
I was watching the star, and it just zips, sonic speed. It's almost Star Wars light speed. Immediately, shrunk down to my seat. I was terrified at that point. So that was the second day, and there's nothing that I can still explain that. That was ridiculous. So the third day.
Answer me? Can I ask you a question real quick before you go any further? What is it that made you feel so afraid of just seeing something like that without knowing what it was, what its intentions or anything? What made you panic so quickly?
Because I knew it was not human at all. There's nothing that I know that can do that.
Okay.
Any sleep at all. So I was just laying in my room thinking about what I saw the second day. And I was just laying on my bed, just sitting there. And I decided to get up. And I couldn't move. Completely paralyzed. And I was immediately scared. Hold on one second.
Uh-oh.
I was immediately scared.
Scared of what? Were you thinking that this was you're paralyzed now? Is this maybe an alien abduction attempt that you're thinking?
I have no idea what this was, but
sounds like sleep paralysis.
Yes, it was sleep paralysis. But I still know to this day that I felt like somebody was there. And I knew their position in my room, even though I couldn't even move my head. And all I can hear was this it was a weird machine sound. It's really hard to explain. But I have no idea whether the first day or the third day have anything to do with the second day, but the second day was definitely a UFO sighting.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could be together. I mean, you could have experienced an abduction. You also, another thing that we find in our research with people who have UFO experiences, also have a lot of paranormal activity sometimes afterwards. And part of that paranormal activity is also experiencing sleep paralysis, but where they don't recollect that they were abducted. Maybe that they just saw something in the room, knew something was there, much like what you're experiencing.
Wow,
So it could be either.
You know, you're exactly right, Christina. This is a phenomenon that needs to be explained to the masses and the public, because there's millions of people right now, like the caller that just called in, that are having these weird experiences that they can't explain. And that's what we're trying to find out. We're trying to find out what's going on. And I think we do know what's going on. Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins. We'll be right back taking calls from around the world.
We have an unidentified object. We have an unidentified object. Object confirmed.
That's right. Unidentified flying objects seen around the world by millions, if not billions, throughout the generation of mankind. You know, we've seen it all. Trust me, more than you could ever imagine. And, you know, we got a caller in that's been on hold for quite a while, and he's just about to submit some evidence. I'm going to put it in the chat line right now. We're going to put that in. Everybody go to those coordinates. Oh, unfortunately, it's longer than this will allow. But we're going to put it up on Third Phase Moon. We're going to try and share this. I think we got area code 612. Thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase.
Hello?
Hello. You're a little loud. Hello, 612? Yeah, hi there.
Yeah, this is Jesse.
Who is it? Jesse. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Yes.
Good,
Jesse.
how are you, man?
Hey, doing really well. Thanks for calling in. What's going on?
Yeah, not much. Just thought I'd call and say hi to you guys again. I haven't been able to stay in contact because I had to work and then I moved. But, yeah, just wanted to call and say I've heard a few times on the show. I heard some people's stories, and wow, it's just amazing that all these people are being able to come forward and be able to not care what people think and be able to get their story out there. And I commend them all for being courageous and stepping forward and saying what they've experienced.
You know, that's exactly right. That's pretty much what Third Phase Moon's all about, Jesse. And I thank you for those words. You know, we're trying to get to a person that called right in before the show, and I'm hoping I could get to this because we're getting a Google image coming in from Google Maps 319. You're live, Third Phase Moon.
Hi, Blake.
Hey, how's it going?
This is pretty good. I'm not sure if you remember me. This is a YouTuber, Enigma Seeker. And your last caller, I'm not sure. I mean, the picture is important, but your last caller mentioned he heard a loud boom. That's very interesting because I've been investigating. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, Enigma Seeker, which my channel specializes in investigating USNs, or specifically mainly the mystery boom phenomenon, which is happening as we speak. It's it's really strange. Right now, the media is reporting them as frost quakes in Wisconsin, but in the South, they're blaming it on the military. And right now, it's happening in central southern Wisconsin and Panama City. And it's interesting that your caller said that, because I personally experienced, hearing loud bangs around my house back in July, and then all of a sudden this red UFO appears. It was an orb, and then 2 weeks later it appears again, and I notified MUFON. So if any of your viewers are hearing these loud bangs, let MUFON know and let me know on my YouTube channel, because I think UFOs are definitely causing these, and it's probably for psychological reasons or some long-term agenda. I don't know, but it's really strange.
Yeah, that is you're the hunter for the sound, and I know Christina knows a lot about this, these mysterious boom sounds, and you got to check out this guy's channel because it's pretty cool. He's been investing.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
No, I think we lost him.
Is this still Third Phase's channel or phone number?
Yeah, I think what may have happened is they may have dropped out of the caller queue, so they're probably going to have to call back in and reconnect. There he is.
Hold on. Everything okay? Am I coming in clear?
You're back.
We're good. We got you.
Okay, good. Something went down, but all I wanted to say is that, you're the boom guy in search of all the boom. That your channel is pretty cool, and your investigative spirit on trying to find out what's going on with this strange sound phenomenon, strange hummings, booms. That's kind of cool.
Specifically, like the other caller said, he heard this I think it was what he said, like a machine noise. That's definitely specifically I would say a roaring noise or like a rumbling kind of flaming noise, like a hot air balloon. That's what these UFOs are causing, and they're also causing loud siren-like train noises, and they're all at night. They're not these trumpet sounds that people keep thinking of. And it's Linda Moulton Howe has been documenting this, and I've been helping her on that as well. And it's really strange. It's all started in 2011. These what I call USNs, unidentified strange noises, and it seems to be always happening mainly at night. Just new YouTubers that come online just for the sake of posting their strange sound video, and I try to contact them, verify it's not fake or anything or dubbed. But I think people are definitely hearing these unusual sounds, and these mystery booms are definitely real, and they're being blamed as frost quakes, the military. Some, I think, could be meteor explosions, but there's just too many to account for just meteors, because on average there should only be 3 to 5 meteor bolide explosions, they say, according to American Meteor Society. So, it's really interesting. You should check it out.
You know what's interesting?
I definitely will.
Yeah, you check it out, Christina. And I also want you to check out this link I sent you that, Peter just sent us, right?
Yeah,
within minutes of this Google Earth or Google Maps in Cedar Rapids, Cedar River. Looks like
that's
some
where
kind
I'm
of.
from.
Yeah, some people say this is some kind of TR3B. We're trying to get a close look at it. Christina, are you seeing this?
I'm just pulling it up now.
Video about it. I looked at it, and I was just simply, looking for doing some job shadowing downtown, and I just was going on Google and just happened to stumble upon this picture, and I don't think the person who uploaded it even noticed, because he seems like this person uploaded a bunch of pictures simultaneously, and maybe they just assumed it was a bird or a helicopter, but looking closely at the pixels, it doesn't fit that characteristic. It has this metallic-looking shape to it. It seems to be kind of like bending or morphing. It doesn't have a consistent, classic flying saucer shape, which I think I believe that UFOs have the ability to change shape into an orb or into the flying saucer shape, and possibly maybe this UFO strategically planned this and wanted to get this picture on here and for the sake of just getting on the internet in the long run. Who knows?
Well, we're going to share it. We're going to let the people decide. Go ahead, Christina. Your first impression.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I kind of wonder if it's a drone, because I've actually seen some diagrams and some pictures of some that are kind of similar. But
I looked at pictures of helicopters and drones. It doesn't fit the characteristics when you look at pixel by
helicopter,
pixel.
Absolutely not. And I mean,
I thought it could be a seagull, but I'm like, no, it's not a seagull.
No. It definitely looks like a solid object.
Yeah, but
very interesting.
Keep in mind, I really think that UFOs do have this ability to morph, because a lot of people say they always see these orbs, but then you see these flying saucers. So what is it? But In my personal experience, I saw a red orb, and it was the size of a car, I would say, above the treetops. And, right after I heard these loud bangs back in July, which I thought were just fireworks, but they just kept happening. It sounded like a shotgun next to my house for about 2 hours for every 15 minutes or so, I think it was. And I recorded it, and I put it on my YouTube page of the bangs. And, yeah, I think UFOs are definitely causing these mystery booms, and people might ask, well, what's the point of that? Well, it probably has something to do with the Internet. Like the whole UFO phenomenon has a lot to do with the Internet, and I bet they're testing us. My opinion.
Well, here's a thought too. Maybe because these things are jumping so fast, they're creating sonic booms. And
it doesn't. No, I don't think
no?
so. It happens in the same locations, and it seems to always be mainly at night. And I think they're just doing it to mess with us. To be honest, because most of the time they don't make any sound when people see them, and they zip by, like the one over the Dome of the Rock. That shot up, but that didn't make any sound. There's a lot of cases that show that most UFOs don't make sound, but all of a sudden, when they're invisible, it seems like now they're producing noise. So that seems to be something on the UFOs. Like they're strategically doing that, I think, to mess with us. I mean, I don't know any other answer. It's just like
what about,
all of a sudden, yeah.
Could it be below ground? Could it be below the ground where this is emitting from?
I thought it would be like, earthquakes. Earthquakes can cause a sonic boom when it's above 4.0, according to what I've studied. And, as someone mastering in landscape architecture, I've studied soil, so I know it's not frost-quakes. I don't know why the media picks up on that viral term, because the national media picks up on that, and then they
stick away from the major media. Let's think out of the box, because the major media doesn't think out of the box. Okay, we've had people on the show that claim that there's a major city underneath the earth, and if they're building down there and have their own, system of travel, and maybe they're creating sonic booms, building massive skyscrapers might create a boom or something. We're not sure.
I highly doubt that. I mean, it seems like it's a pinpoint sword coming from the sky and it's sending a shockwave, and that's what I've studied. I mean, I don't see evidence pointing to that. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, never know. Maybe UFOs have the ability to go underground, which would really complicate the phenomenon. If they have some people say UFOs can go through walls, so almost supernaturally. So who knows what their ability is, but it seems like they're hinting to us of their abilities.
Well, what about maybe HAARP or CERN, and the experiments and things they're doing? I mean, these things are being heard around the world.
Sounds. Yeah, the mystery booms are targeting very specific same locations. It's a very concentrated sound wave. It's coming from, the Bell Island incident? Have you heard of that UFO sighting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's similar to that, I think. Like a ball of light, these orbs of light are emitting a shockwave, and I don't know what's the reason. It seems most likely psychological, but they're doing that. And what's strange is they're increasing in the winter, and I think it's because of the term frost quakes, and they're using that as a way of making us think that or testing us to see if we believe that. And the local media is falling for that. It's very psychological, I think. You could say spiritual almost, but I would say psychological. And I think they're definitely testing us. Because my personal experience with a UFO, the damn thing was very sneaky, okay? It waited 2 hours after my iPod died or my iPhone died, and then it comes out, and then it stops the bangs. So it didn't want me to record it. I mean, and then 2 weeks later it comes again, but it comes to one of my family members, and it was at eye level, just a red orb. So, I mean, these things are sneaky, and they're playing with us. That's what I'm getting out of my personal relationship with a UFO, if you want to put it that way.
That's quite amazing. And, how old are you? Enigma Seeker.
I'm 26. I'm a student.
26. Oh, okay. Yep. An honor student. And doing his studies and studying things that people usually don't. And he's doing it for free, too. Is anybody paying you to do this?
No. Well, I mean, I first heard about when I was in the Air Force. It wasn't anything to do with my job. It was just some people just hinting, saying, hey, have you heard about these loud bangs that was reported at this air base? And they're like, yeah, the military has to pay for some damage because it shattered windows in Tucson. I mean, these mystery booms are crazy. I mean, and maybe they're meteors, but there just seems to be way too many. I've cataloged, to be conservative, let's say 50, but I found at least 70, but just let's say 50 for 1 year alone since 2011. And they seem to flare up in the wintertime, as Linda Moulton Howe pointed out.
Wow. That's something that the world should be aware of, that these mysterious booms all around the world, whatever they are. I'm just saying it. Whatever they are, we should find out what they are, because they're happening, and they can maybe be quite dangerous, especially if windows are being shattered over a major city. Maybe some kind of weapon. Who knows? They could turn the frequency up if they wanted to. I hope not, because what Enigma Seeker says is they're just letting us know that they're there. I hope so. Blake Cousins' Third Phase of Moon. We'll be right back taking calls from around the world. Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins back taking calls from around the world. We got Christina George with us, and she's co-hosting tonight, and I'm glad she's on board. She's got good questions, and we get good answers with good questions, and that's the important part of investigation. Christina, hey, thanks. What do you think so far? The first half of Third Phase of Moon, and some of the callers that have called in. Anything that strikes you that you're going to walk away and think, wow, that's pretty cool?
Things that I'm really enjoying, and I'm seeing it with my listeners and people I talk to as well, is we're getting a much younger generation that is thinking outside that box. They are not taking what is spoon-fed to everybody. They're thinking with their own minds and paying attention. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I mentor children and teens with abilities, and again,
really?
Bringing attention to this stuff is exactly what we need. It's exactly what we need. It's the way to change it.
Well, let's get down to more investigation and maybe learn from the young generation, because they got all the gadgets now. They got the gadgets,
That's right.
all the gadgets they need to find the answers. That's cool stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
443, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Thanks for joining us. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, guys. How y'all doing? This is the Treat, calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Treating?
Hey, welcome.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing very well, man. Thanks for joining us. You got Christina George with us as well. What's going on over there?
Yeah, Christina George. Well, it's the same old over here, guys. It's kind of getting frustrating to me because, like I said, it seems like we at a dead end with, where we're going with this. We have photos, we have videos, but it's like no one's really taking things to the next level. And I'm not really quite understanding why it's not really going to the level that it needs to go to. I'm hearing a lot of things being said that I can relate to. The fireballs, one of the gentlemen called in about tonight. I've seen them on several occasions as well. And these objects they're materializing out of the air, and they're going about their daily business as if they're on a mission. Now, what that mission may be, I'm not quite sure, but they're definitely there. They're definitely showing up, and they're doing it on a regular basis right here in Baltimore, Maryland. And just 2 days ago, I got on film a white object that showed up out of the clear blue sky, and it showed up in the area of, what do you call those, that the planes spray?
Chemtrails?
Spray out. The chemtrails, yes, ma'am. They're showing up in the area of the chemtrails in my area a lot. And I was able to get it on film. And they're just, materializing, and they'll stay there for a while, and then they'll disappear. Now, what I'm getting out of it is these things are extremely intelligent. Okay, it also seems like to me that they can sometimes read our mind, or maybe know what we're going to do before we actually even get a chance to do it. Because if I'm just thinking, sometimes about maybe seeing one or whatever, they show up, and I mean it happens a lot. And there was a gentleman that was on a couple of weeks ago that spoke about blue and white lights that they've actually seen that shows up like in a twirling pattern. I have this on film as well. I actually have a whole lot of information on film and video, and I just need to get out there with you guys so that we can sit down and so you guys can take a real good look at this. Because it seems like to me, if we're getting this information, but we're not going anywhere with it, then what's the use of having it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, we have this information, but no one's really taking it and really taking it to the next level. And we need to actually do something better than what's going on. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly is it that we may be able to do.
You know what? This is what I feel Triton's aggravation of what's going on in regards to this phenomenon. I've heard it a few times, and it's kind of picking up a little steam because people are getting mad now in their own sense. I don't know if Triton's mad, but it's kind of getting like there's not enough aggravated. There's not enough out there in the major media. For sure, we know the major media is not doing their job. And I guess he's almost calling out Third Phase Moon. And I guess you too, Christina, that we're just not doing enough. There's not enough on the table to, get people excited enough. Do you think that's what's happening?
I don't even think that's what's happening. I think that, there's such an explosion, but you've got all kinds of radio shows that deal with this, YouTube channels, things like this, but everybody is very separate with their own listeners. That's why I said it's so important for us, especially whether you've got huge audiences like you and I or, smaller ones. Uniting and getting this information out is what is important. I got so much flack the last time I had you, or the first time I had you on my show, and then talking about having you on. I got so much backlash for having you on. But you know what? I don't care. I love the fact of the concept that you're putting the information out there, not censoring it, and letting people judge for themselves, because that's what we need to do. We get enough censoring, in mainstream media. So in alternative media, we don't need that. We need to just put the stuff out there. Let the public decide for themselves. Stop criticizing and worrying about the hoaxers and disinformation. Just get the information out and let the public decide.
Well, that's very important for sure. And let me tell you, over the years, Third Phase Moon is definitely, we're not saying every video up there is the real deal. Especially back in the day, there was a lot of people that were submitting all kinds of stuff, and CGI was rampant. People knew their stuff, and we're like, and we just like, oh, whoa, should we put this up? Shouldn't we? It looked good, but let me tell you, there's videos that have been coming in over the past 3 years, 2 years now that have just been so rock solid, in your gut. And know this is the real deal. All this weather phenomenon. Everything that's been going down, it's been insane, and people are waking up that these callers are the real deal too, and that's the amazing thing about the public. The public knows what's going down. There's a lot of trolls out there. Third Phase Moon would have been gone a long time ago if people listened to those trolls, but the people have their own minds to make their own decisions, and suppression is not. Yeah, and having a good mind of what's being put out there too.
Absolutely. And pulling together, I think, and everybody trying to work together to put these amazing videos out and the information out, that's really what we need to do. And more people need to not worry about the criticism that they may get for what they're putting out there or the stories that people are telling. People come in, the first thing they say on my shows is, when they share is, oh, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I promise I'm not lying. It takes a lot of courage to come in and share a story, and I'll never censor anybody. People can come on, and people don't believe the story, so be it. I know I've had a lot of experiences that most people wouldn't believe myself, so I know that some can be very true.
Absolutely, Christina. Well said. That's right. The public takes guts, and I know a lot of people that have called in for the first time and shared their experience. They've never told their spouses, never their children, parents, and they come on here and share it for the first time. Those are special. Let's get to a caller right now.
Sure.
Area code 203. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show. 203, you there? 1, 2, 3. One more time. All right. Next, we'll see what we got. Let's move to area code. Let's bring in, I got a few on the line, so I just want to make sure I get to the ones that have been hanging on the longest. So we're going to try and get to area code 612. You're live, Third Phase of Moon.
Hey, Blake.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hey, who's this?
This is Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. Yep, we're back with Jesse. You know, what do you think about what's been said tonight about suppression of the?
I heard about it on YouTube about 3, 4, 5 years ago that they had these boom sounds on the beach in Virginia, I believe, or somewhere around there, and they had been going all over the place, and that was even in Europe it was going on. But
Right.
They could not find out where it was coming from. All they could find out is they could hear it, but they couldn't tell the direction or cause of what caused that noise.
You know,
And it was on the internet for quite a while, and nobody could figure out where it was coming from. And it's still a mystery, and it's still happening to this day, and that is pretty crazy.
Well, Jesse, we got somebody that's worked on the inside. Well, I don't know about work. Her dad worked on the inside of Area 51. She's been there, and she's got a lot of answers if you got questions and if you believe her story. And I know Christina was on our special report about Chalice and her experience throughout her childhood and growing up and dealing with extraterrestrials. It was pretty amazing. And again,
yeah, so.
you know, you just got to open your mind and go, what if? Like, you can't. Why would you want to go out and lie about this, right? She's not hasn't asked for anything. She's just telling her story. There's no gain to do this except getting the word out. That's amazing. So, what we're going to do is we're going to bring on Chalice right now and see if she has any answers for these mysterious boom phenomenons that people have been hearing around the world. Chalice, thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Chalice.
I love doing this, and I love talking to all of you because, man, you're smart. I really think you guys are going to go a long ways. We can just walk right into it and have a landing done, but the people I talk to say that if we do the landing like I planned, that it's against the law and that anybody involved in it could be killed immediately on the spot as treason. So they can't land. But they said that they were going to work something out, and I was hoping on it. Now, the booms, when I was on the ships, and they take you to the middle of where the moon is and the ocean, and it's beautiful, they started practicing these booms with these orbs. And it started right after the Philadelphia experiment. And so they had a lot of ships and they did a lot of airplanes, and they put it on the internet all the time where you see like this boom around the plane. Well, they don't show you the orbs, and the orbs are the things that go out and do their job, and the bases use those. And I hate to say it, but usually the ones that they follow are the ones that are chipped. And, you can get past it, stay away from TVs, phones, any electronics, unplug them at night, and they can avoid it. But they really mean well. The only thing they tell me is that they say, we'll land right now. Everybody's been wonderful. We're ready. But if we land and then, everything goes out perfect, then they shoot you right in the head because you're left behind. And then what? They feel like your life is on theirs. And they're trying to figure out a way that they can all do it at once, and then if anything happens, then they can be aware. And they're going to try to stop the chip thing They're trying to make us like a higher consciousness, and it's supposed to happen. But, the August thing that I said, I think that they told me that that's putting a timeline. You're not allowed to do that. But they felt that by August that maybe the United States can become to this higher consciousness and come through and stretch up to the stars and tell them all that we do love them. And we know that they're there and that we deserve all this. But when you get someone telling you that it's actually treason and, this one gentleman told me he was shot straight. I mean, you know what happened to Mike. I mean, it just happens. And, I love everybody I've been talking to and meeting with. They've been really great to me. I'm nervous about things, but I can tell you things like the ship. I think that what she saw, the W, that's actually a stealth, the first. It looks like a W from the back. I was going to ask her if the tip was like a corner, like a pyramid. It does transform. That's the one that went into dark shadows, the submarine. It's supposed to be in Texas. There's a big base out there. They're going back and forth. But the reason that they want these people to get out of the areas, and they figure if they get all these people to say, look, it's either your kids or you, just move. And, if they're busing their kids to these camps already, just get out of there. Your kids come first, right? And, this is what you got to think. And if it's going to come down to that maybe, because if they land, it could be war, because they're actually saying it. And I thought, okay, maybe Hawaii, maybe Brett, because he's out of the United States. But they can't promise, because it's in the United States. Hawaii, those black Apaches won't come there and just erase everybody. And
hey now, Chalice.
See what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we got to be really careful about this, really careful. And everybody's frustrated. They want this to happen, don't they?
That's what they want.
At what cost? So I'd be very careful about it. We can do other things. We can be smart. Like, we love the things that they're doing. And they're supposed to be doing better things. Like they said, they're going to start showing us, like I guess the beam of light comes from the center of the earth. And that's supposed to be Gaia and all them down there. And it comes straight up. And that's a portal that goes straight up. I don't know if you saw the link on Messenger that I sent you, because I send you a lot of links. The one was really cool. The lady was looking out her window on an airplane, and she did a recording. And it shows a being, a giant being, walking on a cloud. That's amazing, because there's so much going on out there. And it's all magical, but it's all unknown by us, that way. But that's what intrigues me, is when I see things like that, because, when you tell me orbs, I know that the base has orbs. They do have orbs, and they do use them. And they use these since, the Philadelphia experiment. And they don't let you know this technology. And it's really scary, because you think you have a wall in your house right now. And that wall's always there, and you believe that wall's there. Well, one of these guys is well known. He gave up $40 million because there was a wall in his living room. And he asked them, why did they do this to him? And they told him, this is our technology. We could have you move from one dimension to another.
Okay.
And he freaked out, man. He ran. Gave up $40 million and ran.
Well, a lot of people would run with $40 million, but that's worthless.
No, he gave it up. He gave it up. He didn't want it. He walked away.
He didn't want it.
He couldn't take the technology. He couldn't take it. And he's well known. So technology is a lot, and you got to go slow with it. But let's just say that you go out there, and you know what I'm saying, right? Just go slow with it, because every day is beautiful. What you do is amazing. You're amazing. And so is she. She's amazing. Christina and the other, I love them. Elizabeth's been amazing. Everybody on this show is phenomenal when it comes to advice. And I try
Well,
to tell you
listen.
the visions that I had when I was young. Sorry, go ahead.
No problem, Charles. Thank you. Is there? Hold on a sec. Brent's got a question. Go ahead, Brent.
Oh, Chalice, I know you. Every story you tell, and you always love to keep going with it because the details are incredible. But she even admitted to us offline, like, hey, if I keep going, there's a code word to cut you off. That we're going to interrupt conversation. What was that code word, Chalice?
Muskrat. Oh, no. It was not muskrat. Aha,
No.
I wrote that down. And I don't remember the word. Lord. I write everything down.
That's good.
So much for that code word working.
I know, good point. Oh, boy, so good point. Sorry. I'm learning.
Well,
I told you,
let's get to this one. There's a coincidence that everybody is left hanging on the last episode, and we're going to bring F1 in, right? Because you guys met in the past. So now we got to get to
that's a story and a half.
Well, we only got about 6 minutes left. Can we get the gist of it? F1, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome.
Hey, Blake, I think I'm just going to hang out on this one.
What?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
I've had a torturous day that's just not ending anytime quick.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got to relax to a Third Phase of Moon episode on your, day. It's a F1. We'll save it for another time. Third Phase Moon's not going anywhere. We're going to be sticking around for a while. As long as you guys keep submitting your stories, your evidence. And let me tell you, everybody's got a really close eye on NASA, so that's easy evidence that we're going to always be keeping in track of. Because with the world watching, Christina's got her followers. Tell us your radio show, Christina. And thanks for the collaboration. I got to bring on Christina before she can say it. Here we go, Christina. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No problem. I have Paranormal Connections, which is on Monday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I have Aliens, UFOs, and Beyond, which you'll be on the show this upcoming Wednesday, same time. And we're on the DTM Wicked Radio Network, and we also simulcast through Blog Talk as well. So definitely have people come out and check out when you're on the show.
That's right. We'll be sharing links and all our contacts. So we invite everybody to join Christina George on her weekly show. She's got a lot of cool guests, great subject matter, and as you can tell, she's very knowledgeable about this phenomenon. Christina George, hey, thanks for joining us again. Third Phase Moon, you're welcome back anytime.
All right. See you on Wednesday.
All right. Look forward to it. Man, that was an incredible show. Good testimony, good questions, good information. Coming into Third Phase Moon, we'll be back again next week, Friday, taking your calls from around the world, same time, everybody. And if you've captured anything amazing in regards to the UFO phenomenon happening right now, submit it to Third Phase Moon via Skype, Facebook. Go to our About page on Third Phase Moon. Our contact, our email address is there. Send your UFO evidence to us, and you're sharing it to the world, people. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. We'll see you again next time.
Object.